BJ Mafia was popping. So Donovan Mitchell just gave us one of the greatest performances in NBA history last night and a huge comeback victory in overtime over the Chicago Bulls. Donovan Mitchell had a 71-point game and a damn near triple-double. He had 11 assists, 8 rebounds. He was 22 of 34 from the field, 7 of 15 from 3. He was 20 of 25 from the free throw line. And Donovan Mitchell did this all without Darius Garland. Kevin Love said it was the greatest game he'd ever seen in NBA history, and Kevin Love played with LeBron James for how many years? Donovan Mitchell set the Cleveland Cavaliers franchise record for most points in a game. Donovan Mitchell is also tied for the 8th highest scoring game in NBA history, and Donovan Mitchell scored or assisted on 99 or more points in last night's performance, which is the second most in NBA history, right behind Wilt Chamberlain's 100-point performance. Now, before I do continue talking about Donovan Mitchell and what had actually transpired last night, I do want to quickly say to DeMar Hamlin, secondary player for the Buffalo Bills, and what had actually transpired in Monday Night Football last night in Cincinnati, that I just pray for a huge speedy recovery from him. That was just very disheartening and sad to actually had witnessed what had actually been going on live. I can only imagine the players in the Buffalo Bills organization, the Cincinnati Bengals players, everyone who was in attendance for the game, and everyone across America who had actually watched what had happened last night, seeing what had happened live. It just truly puts things back into perspective that, you don't take life for granted. And there was a little bit of a positive note when I woke up this morning that he is doing a much better job with his breathing. Apparently he was in a cardiac arrest last night. You just pray for his health and a speedy recovery, and that his family ends up getting the clarity that they need and he can get back to being 100% healthy, hopefully sooner rather than later. And I just wanted to quickly take a moment to say that about him. Now, kind of getting back into Donovan Mitchell, for you guys that have been following me on the channel for an extended period of time, maybe you guys are new here. For you guys that don't know me, I'm a diehard Jazz fan. As you guys can clearly tell, I've met Donovan Mitchell before when he was a rookie, still coming off the bench for Rodney Hood. And even as a diehard Jazz fan, I'm extremely happy for Donovan Mitchell. I've been happy for Donovan Mitchell. The Jazz went in a completely different direction, and it was time for the Jazz to move on from Donovan Mitchell because we were going to rebuild. Both the Jazz won their trade, the Cavs won their trade, and I'm always going to be a #1 fan of Donovan Mitchell, huge supporter of him, never have anything negative to say about him. He's always extremely professional, a great, humble young kid. And I got nothing but love for Donovan Mitchell. And just to see what he did last night just brought a lot of joy to my heart. And he deserves it, and I'm happy that he's getting an opportunity in Cleveland in a loaded Cleveland Cavaliers roster. And the Cleveland Cavaliers have a real chance to go out there and compete in the Eastern Conference this year and possibly make a finals run. Now I want to talk about Donovan Mitchell in comparison to some other historical individual performances. And the first one I'm going to talk about is Kobe Bryant's 81-point game versus the Toronto Raptors. Kobe Bryant had 81 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists. He got the win over the Toronto Raptors. He was 28 of 46 from the field, 7 of 13 from 3, and 18 of 20 from the free throw line. But let me move on to the next guy. Let's talk about Luka Doncic and his performance just a week ago in an overtime victory over the New York Knicks. Luka Doncic was 60 points, 21 rebounds, 10 assists in a win over the Knicks, 21 of 31 from the field, 2 of 6 from 3, and 16 of 22 from the free throw line. And it was eerily similar what Donovan Mitchell did last night, getting that tip in at the free throw line to send it to overtime. Very similar to what Luka Doncic had done, getting that tip in at the free throw line, purposely missing it, and getting that to send it to overtime. The next guy I want to talk about is with Devin Booker, him getting his 70-point performance in that loss versus the Boston Celtics back in 2017. And Devin Booker in that loss to the Boston Celtics was 70 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists, 21 of 40 from the field, 4 of 11 from 3, and 24 of 26 from the free throw line. Now for me, I think it's still way too early because this has not even been 24 hours since this has happened to really see where this ranks among the individual performances, but we all understand that this is one of the greatest performances you're ever going to see in NBA history. Donovan Mitchell went absolutely playoff historic performances on us last night, and we know with his time in Utah, Donovan Mitchell is one of the greatest performers in NBA history in the postseason, and Donovan Mitchell showed last night exactly what he's capable of. What a game by him. Now, something else that I did want to address outside of just Donovan Mitchell and Kobe Bryant, Devin Booker, and Luka Doncic's performances were some of the other huge performances that we've seen this season. So in terms of 50-point scoring performances that we've seen this season, Donovan Mitchell was at 72, Luka had 60, Embiid had a 59-piece, Devin had a 58, Anthony Davis 55, Klay Thompson 54 last night, Joel Embiid 53, Pascal had 52, Luka had 51, Devin Booker had 51, Garland had 51, Luka and Steph had 50 and 50. This is getting absurd, and this is kind of getting ridiculous. This could be a topic for a whole nother video, but we're seeing absurd performances by people, and they're dropping 50 points consistently. Now, I know that the NBA is very offensive centric. We obviously want higher scoring games. It obviously helps the ratings, and it makes everything just kind of look a lot better. But this is getting to the point where I think that this might start becoming a problem. Obviously, the NBA is extremely talented, and these are some of the best players in the entire game that I just listed off. And it's just a little bit eye-opening, but we've seen some hell of a performances by these individuals. But let me actually get into this last topic. Now, just getting into this last topic, I really just want to talk about Donovan Mitchell and what he's done this season, individually speaking. Donovan Mitchell has the Cavs at a 24-14 record. They're the number 4 seed in the Eastern Conference. And in 34 games this season, Donovan Mitchell is 29 points per game, 4 rebounds, 5 assists. He's shooting 49% from the field, 41% from 3, which is a new career high. Extremely efficient for him. 87% from the free throw line, and he's got a player efficiency rating of 24. Like I've said and like I've mentioned, I will always be a huge diehard fan of Donovan Mitchell. Always going to be supporting him from afar, even though I have zero affiliation with the Cleveland Cavaliers. I'm always going to be cheering for them unless they're going against my Jazz, because got nothing but love for Donovan Mitchell. What a performance. I hope he's in the MVP conversation at the end of the season, because if you guys do remember, about a month ago, and I will link to the video up above, I was already advocating that Donovan Mitchell was winning the MVP race and that he should have been the front runner for the MVP race. But honestly, every single week in the NBA, I swear it changes who the MVP front runner is. But Donovan Mitchell, I think, is right now in the top 5 conversation. I wouldn't put him top 3, and in no particular order. It's just so hard to put these guys as a number 1 or number 2 candidate, because you can make an argument for every single one of these guys. When you're talking about guys like Donovan Mitchell and Jason Tatum and Luka Doncic and Joel Embiid and Giannis Antetokounmpo, just the list goes on. There's just so many great talented players that are all in the MVP conversation. Donovan Mitchell, I believe, is in the top 5. But we'll see what happens at the end of the season. But Cavs fans and NBA fans, if you guys enjoyed today's video, man, make sure you guys drop me a thumbs up. It takes 1 second and it helps me and the channel out tremendously. And if you guys are new here, consider hitting that subscribe bell to stay tuned for more NBA content that I do here on YouTube. And make sure you guys go follow me on my socials, especially on Twitter. I'm very active and I'm on there every single day. The link tree will be in the description down below. But thanks again for sticking around throughout the whole video. Brett James, aka BJ. I'm out, y'all. Peace.